This is not my lifestyle. I'm not somebody who's been out here like 20 years or something like that, like some of these other people have been. And I don't see how they can do it. This is not easy. It's kind of hard for people who are homeless to get jobs unless they already have that job. Then they go homeless for some reason. There's quite a few that I met that have jobs. They just can't, they don't make enough money to have a place to live.
He was in a tent behind a church, but obviously he doesn't have access to your basic needs. It was hard for him to shower, get the food. Besides Eileen's place?
Not yet.
No. Did that last place we went to together, me, you, and Kenya, not? The whole idea of outreach is to meet people where they're at, because people have realized through the years that the most vulnerable people don't always walk through our doors. So outreach was created to get in the field, get where the most vulnerable people are, and introduce them to our services.
I don't see other organizations really doing that. But the Cross-Lines does that, which is a good thing. That shows them, hey, we actually care. We're going to come out and check on you. You don't have to come to us, we're going to come to you. And not too many groups or organizations actually do that. They put more emphasis on the person. They're actually willing to help, and they don't see that person as a number, they see that person as a person.
Our partnership with Cross-Lines is kind of a shared mission per se that the police department has with them. Makes this work because we get the calls from the public. Homeless person such and such sleeping on a bench, homeless person or whatever, or they see somebody, or they might see a tent back in the woods, and so they call the police. We have the database that we can pull that information from, and then we go out and we follow up on those things. And so that's how we found the second place for Terry behind the church. In the late 90s, early 2000s, when we came on, there was nothing for anybody who was unhoused. And on those cold, bitter nights, I remember sitting in my police car watching a homeless person who was sleeping in a doorway of a business, and they sat there and looked at me, and I kind of looked up at them, and they took a rock and they broke the window. And I said, "Why did you do that?" When I confronted them, and they said, "Because I'm cold. I want to go to jail so I can get warm and have some food." And that impacted me then, and it still impacts me now.
The next step was then to get him enrolled into our rapid rehousing program. That's when we started looking at housing options for him. I brought him to our community market, and he was able to get toiletries and food for his new place. And then I brought him to the Cross-Lines clothing closet. He was able to get clothing.
The thing about a job is you have to have good hygiene. They want to see somewhere where you have a place to live. A lot of times they sit there and say, "You're out on the street? How can we hire you when you don't have a mailing address? How can we do anything for you when you're out in the street?"
Then we were able to schedule a furniture appointment to pick up furniture at Flourish Furnishings. He was able to pick out what he needed from that, and then I was able to help him unload the truck into his unit. That's what I like about this job, that I'm able to see someone moving up, and so it's very emotional, and to see their smile on their face, what keeps me going, what motivates me to come to work every day.
Housing is everything. Housing is healthcare. Housing is recovery from mental health or substance use crises. Housing is everything. And so every time someone finds permanent housing, we celebrate with them.
It just feels really good knowing someone I worked with a long time finally has a place to be and call their own. Terry is someone that has so much potential, so I'm so excited to see what having that roof will lead for him, because he has a long work history and he's a really good guy. It was just the homelessness that he was having troubles finding a job and things like that, and I really think once he has that stable roof that his life's going to change drastically.
I'm happy for him. More than anything else, I'm just ecstatic because I know that he wanted something. He wanted something different. And so for him to get where he needs to be and wants to be, and the potential for him to go further is great.
Cross-Lines actually stepped in and they actually did something. So as far as I'm concerned, they're the best organization around here in KCK, as far as I'm concerned, because they do a lot and they deserve credit. I feel fortunate I'm in here now. I felt blessed. I'm kind of in awe for this, complete awe.